We are presenting MC Group project demo. We are group 19. We are presenting movie recommendation application Movie Surfer. Our idea is to provide smart recommendation based on similar users, region based recommendation, and recommendation based on the genres the users prefer. For system requirements, we are using Android Studio 2.3.1 and API level 22, which is Lollipop, and SDK build version 25.2. We now move on to our first task, which is entity relationship and modules. Our system consists of four main modules: user module, a movie database module, recommendation module, and maps module. The user module consists of registration form for sign up and signing in for the existing users. The movie database module consists of activities to search for movies, show ratings, and summary of the movies, and also display user ratings. In recommendation modules shows the recommendation based on similar users, region based recommendation, and recommendation based on user preferences like genres. Maps module consists of GPS integration and activities that show nearby theaters and showtimes. Next, we proceed to our next task. Our, for the task 2 and 7, instead of manually creating the data set, we have used the movie database, which is TMDB, for accessing the movies. We have obtained the API key and have used it to retrieve the movies. The same database is used as a dataset for the recommendation module. The next task is user database. For user database, we have used a server that's been created by Pigeon Movie database. We've used the Pigeon Movie server to store users. The server side scripting is done using Node.js and PostgreSQL. We are using it to store email, password, bookmark, rating, country for each users in order to provide recommendation. The next task is to implement basic framework. We have segregated our application into different modules such as models, adapter, and main activities, and thereby implementing the basic framework. The next task is user profile. The user profile has been done by creating sign up and sign in pages. We should look at the demo now. That we are registering for the user. Once the registration is successful, we can go to the home page, and we have enabled automatic logging in here. And the next task is use the user profile questionnaire, which can be found under menu tab. The user profile questionnaire consists of the user's preferences such as the different genres. For example, we can select different genres like fantasy. If a person is interested in fantasy movies, we can show the recommendation based on the different type of genre. Next task is to create user list. For this user list, we have created a bookmark page that stores the saved movies. This bookmarks the page, and this can be viewed when we go to the bookmark list. The next task is user feedback. We get the user feedback in the form of ratings on scale of 1 to 5. User can choose movie and submit a feedback. next task is user feedback algorithm. We have already taken the user preferences like genre of movies for recommending movies. We use this to recommend the movies for user. For example, while we did the registration, we chose fantasy as a genre that is liked by the user. So hence we are recommending movies that are based on the fantasy genre. Task is based recommendation based on similar users. For similarity algorithms, we use seeding and association algorithm that uses the assigned score to compute similarity between movies based on actors, genres of the movies. For example, you've taken user A. User A has bookmarked certain movies based on his interests to show a recommendation for user B, who is a similar user to A. We now log into user B. You can see that the movie has been recommended. The next task is region specific recommendation. So for this we have taken region and language interest of the user as input, which we use to recommend the movies. Country can be typed in, and the language can be chosen, and that's how this task is completed. The next task is movie reviews. For this we have taken ratings from IMDb. For example, for this movie Personal Shopper, we can see the rating as 6.7. The next task is ranking of movies. Next task is ranking of movies, and we can see that the ranking has been done based on similarity score, and the recommendation is shown based on the similarity score ranking. Next task is GPS sensor integration along with Google Maps. We've used GPS sensor and Google Maps to show the nearby theaters. The API was used to show nearby theaters. We have also used Google Places API to query nearby theaters. Then these are task number 15 and 16. For task number 17, to show the nearby theaters, let's look at the demo. This shows the current location and the nearby theaters. Since we are using an emulator, we cannot find the actual location. Since the emulator does not have GPS sensor, it cannot use. The next task is, and it also shows the theaters that is pertaining to that location. The, the next task is to show nearby show times. The show times of the movies can be individually seen. For example, if you go to home and if you click on a movie, which is now showing, we can click on the view show times to see the show times for that particular movie. Since there's only one theater showing, there's only one. The next task is the next two tasks, task number 19 and 20, are integration and testing. We have integrated all the modules together, which we saw in the initial task, and we have done the testing for application, and we have debugged some of the additional features that were not listed in the task, but which was essential, were also implemented. One such example is to search for the movies. For example, if you search for a movie, it retrieves all the results based on the TMDB API, and when we click on the movies, it shows the plot of the movie, the synopsis, and the different details about the movie. And the next feature that we added is changing username and password, which was not mentioned in the task. When you go to settings, we can change username and password. and similarly password can be changed. And the last additional task is that we have implemented the last task is that we have implemented forget password, where if a person clicks on forget password and if he clicks the email address and verifies the email, he'll be sent the instruction to change the password. And this concludes the demo. Thank you.